Scott Chicago. Only way to keep calm is trouble words after serene mind. Paul for the penitentiary. Simply here. Snow don't kill people. Guns. Oldest, you said you saw a guy died yesterday. Oldest said he was coming. A guy fell out and died on the train. Right? Was it? On Roosevelt. They a guy OD'd. So fentanyl is killing people, not the snow. Uh, snowstorm has passed. Paul for the penitentiary. I'm out here just relaxing, not letting nothing outside me control my mind. Snow, money, women. I don't let nothing block me from the peace that come from God. I keep God first, and you can go through the storms. He that cannot do the bad, but not live to see the good. Just like that snowstorm, you got to stay. Sometimes you got to be out there in the blizzard. That's God's creation. I can't run from adversity. Adversity, man, makes a man wise. Trial and tribulation builds the character. So it's not what happens to me; it's how I take it. You know, meditations. I had to keep my mind on meditation, so I don't keep my mind on the news. Because fear is the curse of the world. Fear is everywhere. Every time you turn around, it's telling you something's going on. But what the world like a loose garment. Nothing. The mind should be nowhere in particular. My mind right now is in the moment. This moment. Dinosaurs are gone. I'm on borrowed time. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. Life unfolds in a great sheet called time, and once finished, it is gone forever. Seize the moment. Breathe. Bad breath, better than no breath. Good people walk on whatever happens to them. I keep in action. I've been walking. People think I play ball, but I did a lot of walking. Up and down stairs, 1,000 customers on the west side. So I worked in a lot of blizzards. 60. Thank God for a military stepfather, because possessions pamper the mind. Sometimes people, like people don't want to go to work nowadays, right? So I gotta stay in action. My my mother, father died. I went to work the next day because see, today I can go through a storm and I can have peace in the storm through prayer and meditation, and I get to the emotional balance today. I don't have highs and lows today. Valentine's Day went past. I don't get depressed on Valentine's Day. I'm not happy on Christmas. I get the emotional balance. It's one day at a time. The happiest man, the man that lives from day to day and asks no more. Not he who is little, but he who is more is poor. So if your happiness depends on money, Otis, you will never be happy with yourself. So happiness comes from within. The wise man carries his possession within. So I got some inside me today. And that's the treasures that come from God, my God. So I'm sitting here relaxing on today's date, Friday. It's a good day to be above ground. 'Cause a lot of my friends are in the ground. They're not above ground. Life is greater, more important than all material things around me. Take a food, put it in a match, it's still a food. So my thinking has changed, my life has changed, and I have educated feet. I know where to go. Like a football player catching the ball, your feet got to be the right place. So I go where I find peace in the day. And like I said, I don't need a crowd today. I put on my page, the strongest man, he stands alone. So sometimes I go opposite the crowd. I was sitting here one day, a million people went to the water air show, and I stopped going to the water air show. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, because I was carrying a gun, get up 4 o'clock in the morning. My stepfather had me holding his gun, and I was holding a lot of money, and thousands of dollars in the '60s. And I thought, a man carried a gun. I thought a man had a lot of money. I saw my stepfather mess with a lot of women. I thought a guy, that would see that goes in your mind, So that's why, like a lot of things you see at an early age, it stays in your mind. But I found out that man don't need a lot of money. He ain't got to, a little money goes a long way. You're not drinking, not using drugs. You know, uh, and I don't need to be chasing nothing outside me. Excessive devotion to chasing, pursuing thing leads to excitement. I was always chasing something, always on a run. I used to like speed, something fast. So today the slow lane is the best lane. Not only all the world for enjoy the pen, enjoy luxury of thought. Our best friends, our worst enemies are our thoughts. A thought could do you more good than a banker, a faithful friend, or a cheerful companion. A thought could also do me harm than a brick. So I know today, do you listen, Otis? I could be in a mansion blowing blow my brains out. So my thoughts got to be on the high. See, it ain't what I possess. I used to think of what clothes I wore, the cars I drove, the women I had. I thought happiness came from that. But see, I learned one thing. The more you value things, the less you value yourself. Today I value me. I don't value things of the world, because, then my mother gave me this Bible, a self-help Bible, Otis, and I was listening to Jimi Hendrix, in another lifestyle. And I took it down after 5 years and I read something. It said, those who trust in the Lord are steady as Mount Sinai. Those who trust in the Lord, because I got to trust in the Lord, not man. Those who trust in the Lord are steady as Mount Zion. I'm moved by any circumstances. So I'm not moved by circumstances. See, the wind cannot shake the mountains. Nothing can save except you're walking with God. So also I learned a spiritual person can endure insults. People going to say things about you, whether they're good or bad. A spiritual person can endure insults, ill treatment, criticism, and not react. Today I don't see, and his spirit be strong like an army. So whether you're rich or poor, famous or unknown, God is the answer to your problems. So I found out God is the answer to my problems. Money is not the answer to my problems. God is the answer. See, God commands His Son. So I remember my grandmother told me when I walked in the house, you listen, Otis, 18 years old, I was wearing a Italian-made suit, talking about the cream always rise to the top. I was self-centered. I went to bed. I dreamed about me. And she said, Michael, I said, what, Grandmama? She said, Michael, a bird can fly so high, but he must come down and get his food. I said, what's she talking about? A bird can fly so high. I didn't understand it because, see, I wasn't humble. I thought I was a big shot. I had, had the cars, the gangster white ties on. The policemen would pull me over and make me buy them breakfast because I was in confident lifestyle. I was into glitter, glamour, money. My happiness depends on how much money. I should dream about money, wake up broke. Today, I don't dream about money. My mind is not on money. It's not on things of the world, but it's on the peace that comes from God. So I'm glad I've been through everything I've been through. His wives endured all the pains of life and still smiles and serenity. And if I hadn't worked in those blizzards, I wouldn't be, like I said, the weatherman, meteorologist can't scare me. Because like I said, I've been out there in sub-zero weather. I worked at gas stations. I had physical jobs. I got up 4 o'clock in the morning. Because King Solomon said, like I said last week, it said a lazy man stays in the bed like hinges on the door, saying he can't go to work because it might be the line on the road. Don't nobody want to do no work nowadays. See, back in the day, when a snowstorm came like yesterday, that wasn't a real snowstorm. I've been in a real snowstorm, 6-day blizzard. But the guys would get shovels and be going down a block getting money because they would, capitalize on that snowstorm. Nowadays, don't nobody want to go to work. Don't nobody want to, Amazon took over the world. Push a button, something come to you, So, thank God for the discipline of my military stepfather. I didn't used to hate my stepfather, but I see that he taught me how to have discipline, how to stay in action. Don't get emotional, because nowadays people get emotional about the smallest thing, I have to control my emotions. I can't let my emotions control me. Because 99 things outside me I can't control. Dogs barking, earthquakes. There says a war finna happen in another country. See, I had an inner war going on my seven deadly sins. I had to look at that. I haven't gambled in 32 years. I don't care what they trying to do in McCormick Place. They're trying to build a casino. I don't know what the horse named the racetrack. I don't play scratch off. I don't drink root beer. So I don't have to gamble because the world is gambling. I didn't bet on the Super Bowl. No, I don't gamble. Don't play scratch off. So a man is rich in proportion to things he can afford to leave alone. The more things I can leave alone, the freer I am today. I ain't got to be slave to my desires today. Buddha said, it's because of my passions and my desires that I've been wandering through this world from the beginning. He said, what's the use of claiming something that's yours when even the moon is used as a public light? The fool says, these are my kids and this is my wealth, when he himself does not own himself. See, I learned one thing. Wealth is what you think of it, Otis. One man is extremely rich in money and possessions, but poor and freedom is constantly watched. That's why he got bodyguards around him. See, a king is esteemed in his own country. See, a king is looked at his own country. But a wise man, wherever he go. See, a wise man can go somewhere where a king can't go. See, the rich man knocks at the wise man's door. The wise man does not knock at the rich man's door. Because King Solomon tell you in Proverbs, going back to Proverbs, I got to go back to the books now. To be wise is good, to be rich, in fact, is better. It said you can get anything by the wisdom of money, but being wise has many advantages. A fool is quick-tempered. A wise man stays cool when insulted. It is better to be slow-tempered than famous. It's better to have self-control and control an army. So me, it's about not reacting, wear this world like a loose garment, Paul before the penitentiary. So Mike Scott, Chicago, I'm sitting here counseling this young man, Otis, trying to, yeah, you want to say, we're going to close, want to say something, Otis? That's how Otis say, he didn't change his life around. It's a wise man. See, a wise man fun of being wise, a fool's fun of being bad. He used to be a bad guy, but he changed his life, you know. And you want to say something before we,
Hello world, my name Otis, and
you saw a guy die yesterday, you said.
yeah, he fell out, young man, fell out. He tried, he tried and picked up the wrong stuff, and
So is snow killing people or fentanyl killing people?
fentanyl killing him,
You said they tried to give him, they tried to start his heart and
They
stuff?
tried to wake him up, he wouldn't come out of it. So, then the guys that were standing around, they trying to find a way to steal his bag, so this is a rough world we're living in.
So you mean the guy died and they was trying to get his bag, going at his stuff? See, people like Vulture nowadays, see, so
Don't stop out
yeah, the company you keep with the temperature trouble you meet. So yeah, I'm over here.
Be safe out there.
Be safe now.
Peace out.